Welcome to the Solon Vanguard channel. Today we are doing a deck profile of Bigbelly. Also, this playmat is just a sneak playmat, but I have one coming in very soon. Link for that will be in the description. So we start off with the obvious 4 Bigbelly. You could run 3 since you do run Saburo and the whole early engine. This is the Rush variant. I am not running, however, the new Panda. You could if you want to, but I prefer this kind of more stable version. This new Bigbelly gives you the Crayon Tiger skill without a draw, as well as a new on-ride skill with stride skill. The stride/on-ride skill also doesn't cost counterblast, so this deck isn't all that counterblast heavy, to be honest. 3 Rhino, because this card is absolutely insane, especially with Mana Garmer or stride. That way people can only G-guard or guard with 2s and 3s. 4 Ocelot, basically a better Binoculus Tiger, and he's also part of your Rush, of course. 4 Crayon Tiger, because this card is the only thing that makes Great Nature kinda good. And then 2 Lesser Writer to kinda deal with Overlords. Once Overlord leaves the meta, this would probably become another card. We don't run a lot of grade 2s because we actually really want the grade 1s. Our grade 1s create the Rush together with our Ocelot. 4 Stride Fodder, because our grade 3s are so valuable, we usually don't want to stride with them. We want them on the field to use their busted skills. So that's why you always want to have some stride fodder to be able to stride and push those grade 3s onto the field. 4 Shellmaster. Now most people run the new PG. I get why, the draw is very valuable. However, I often don't have the soul for it. And so if I can choose between having a draw once every 5 games or having a consistent counter charge, then I choose the counter charge. I realize the new one also counter charges, but only if you have the soul for it. So this is a little bit more stable. I prefer this for now. If I start noticing that I have plenty of soul, I will probably switch to the new one. 4 Saburo, the star of the deck, part of the early rush together with 4 Duckbill. These 8 basically allow you to call a full field from the get-go, start attacking super hard, and then get all your resources back ready to go for a really big first stride, second stride, and so forth. You actually don't lose hand because you keep getting everything back. This also allows you to always search for the right grade 3, so misriding almost never happens. 4 of the Bigbelly crit, reason being we want the soul. 4 of the best crit in the game. This guy is also foil, he has to be. I just really like this one. He has been in my Great Nature decks for so long, so I will keep on running him unless we get something with a really good skill. I'm not a fan of Chameleon. I don't like thinning the deck of triggers, and the 3k is also pretty annoying. The counterblast is also annoying, so for now I prefer this. 3 of our soul crit. It doesn't look very good. I actually prefer the new little cat, but we really need that soul from time to time. 1 draw trigger donkey, because you want to fuck with your opponents. Okay, I'm now telling this to the world. Luckily Great Nature isn't my tournament deck, so when you get to those higher level games where people really start counting triggers, if they saw this draw, they might start doubting how many you actually run, and that way you have an advantage. Apart from that, it's also free souls, so why not? You won't deck out from 1 draw. 4 of this new heal, counter charge and soul charge, very valuable. And then Telescope Rabbit, for if you don't have your early Ocelots or early Lesser Riders, that way you can still activate your Mike and your Duckbill. 3 Barrowool, the savior of the deck. When I first saw this card, I was like, why doesn't he give resist to really fuck with Overlord? In the late game, he kind of works like an Alexandros. In the early game, he puts pressure because you can draw the second you hit, and so this is actually a really solid card. They usually want you to hit at least once, because otherwise they don't have counterblast, or they have to overextend with resources. 2 Mana Garmer, because he's absolutely busted with Rhino. If you see your opponent doesn't have a big hand, just go into him and you will probably win, unless you saw a lot of heals, of course. So him with Rhino, insane combo. 2 Afank. You could run 1, you could run 0. Great Nature has a lot of strides that are like meh, but then at least you can go into them when you see an opening. So against Overlord, this is still pretty valuable from time to time. 1 GB8, can win games pretty easily. You also go to GB8 pretty quickly, so why not? 1 Hrimturs, for if you're doing really badly, everything is going wrong, you don't have the resources. 1 Ferniges, because you can get around chaos a little bit. This is supposed to be a Zoa, but mine still has to arrive in like a week or so. I might do an updated deck profile then, just for the Zoa, or at least make a few changes to make it somewhat entertaining at least. But yeah, this is a Zoa. And if people start bitching, why 1 Bigbelly? They obviously didn't listen to the video. A lot of people done that before, always funny. 2 Almirage, this really ruins Gredora. Gredora says that you can't call anything in your own turn, but this one calls things in their turn. So they could say, Gredora, lock this column, then you can go Almirage and still call things. It's such a great troll. I love this just for the Gradora matchup. Once the Gradora matchup dies down, I will knock this to 1 or even 0. But given that we're currently in a post-Zoo Nation meta, the beginning of that, we're still not matured to the point where people know how to play around Gradora. This is still a relevant deck in. To our dildo, you can easily get the free 10k against matchups like Overlord. It's almost like a plot maker in those matchups. And one Spangled, it's basically a hand reset, and you also get to go to GB8 faster if you think, hey, I can push for it right now. Also let me know if you want me to do a combo video for this specific deck. I will try to make one then when I get my new playmat. So that was my Big Belly deck profile. As I said, that playmat will be available in the link in the description. Subscribe to the Solemn Vanguard channel for more and click that bell button. It's the most important thing in the world. And let me know if you want to see a combo video or if you maybe don't agree with certain choices in this deck. I will see you soon. Ciao.